Hey everyone, it's Phoebe, and I have some great updates to share with you for our animation. We've updated quite a lot of it in our 2025.0 release. So let's dive on in and have some fun while we learn. Okay, so here I have my screen. Now there's a lot for me to share with you, so we're going to try to break this up in as many parts as possible so it's easy for you to follow. Let's first just start with a simple where everything is, okay? So first, our animation editor has changed. It's no longer in mode. We can go to the very top toolbar here and go to animation. Once you select animation, you can then say animation editor. And instead of adjusting the entire screen here, it's just gonna come up and this animation editor is gonna come at the very bottom here. So here is the new update animation editor for you to see. You can hover over, you'll see your cursor will change and you can move this up or down for you to view easier. Also within here, you'll see that there's the record, rewind, go back, go to previous frame, play, go to next frame, go to end, like fast forward, repeat, 1x, there's also half, a quarter, 2, 4, and 8. Auto keyframing, now keyframing is new and we will go through that. Camera keyframing. Camera keyframing is actually kind of old, but we'll do a quick refresher. Camera viewfinder and hide camera path. Then you have simulation quality, animation stable, fitting, or custom, and all of that. Then there's also configurations. This is the play type, frame stepping, current frame, start frame, end frame, scene time warp, like how many scenes and everything, display unit, and FPS, which is frames per second, and preserve frames and all that. Okay. This is what I'm going to tell you. If you are not like a video editor extraordinaire, these are the things you truly just have to focus on. Recording, playing, the speed, keyframes here, and camera. The simulation for animation is kind of important, but you might have to switch to custom every now and then. This stuff you don't really need to worry about too much. Like, you might want to eventually switch to real time, but like, it's not a big deal. This stuff, don't really get too much in your head. If you are not huge into animation, that's okay. So just so you guys know, for these tools that I just went over, those are the things like for animation newbies. That's what I think you'll care the most about. You also can control your play region up top here. So at the very edge here, I can hover over this. It'll be blue. I can click and hold down and adjust my play region like so. I also can adjust how much I'm seeing here through this bar right below. I can click and expand and then I can see a lot. I can click and subtract here and see less, right? And I'll just like see 4, 8. You can see, I now can see 4, 8, 12. If I keep going further down, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know? If I go higher, then I see like 10, 20, 30, right? You get the gist. You also can control, like if you want it to go all the way up to 800, if you want it to go all the way up to -100, you can go higher, you can go lower, right? It's okay. You also can decide if you want to fit horizontally, right? Maybe I just want to see my play region, right? I could do that. All of that. So that's this middle part. And then all the way to the left, this is add animation. This layering here is what like animation you have. So if you're dragging and dropping in a motion file, you'll see it here. If you're recording, you'll see it here, right? You can select layers like this. So the garment just showed up because I hit the record button. You can hit it again, it's recording. I can stop it by clicking again. The layering right here, you'll see it. You can of course select these, delete them, all of that. But that's going into how it all works. I'm just showing you where everything is and what you'll see. Okay, so these are your layerings for all of the animation you're doing. All of that. I also want to just point out one other thing of where things are. There's a few ways in which you can add in animation. You can, of course, add an animation through here, hitting add animation. Add an animation through recording something. But you can also add animation through your library, of course. You know, avatar, female, motion. You can just drag and drop, or you can double click and hit OK. Right, motion here. You can add that in. You also can now add animation through your property editor. So if let's just say bring in some wind, and I select this. Over here, my property editor, there's now these diamonds. This is where I can insert keyframes. And when I insert a keyframe, I'm adding an animation. So here I could add this, and now I added an animation. This isn't just for wind. This also happens for fabric, right? So if I select fabric and if I see a diamond like I do here, or here, or here, I'm adding in some animation here. It also can happen with colorways. So if I go into my colorways, production, colorway, you can see there's a little diamond up here, colorways. So these diamonds here will add in animation for you as well. So you can add that all in. Okay. We just went over where everything is and like the layout of it. Now let's go over how every animation that we have works. Okay. So first, animation layers, there's a lot you can do. Right over here, I can hide using this little eye. I could select it, right click, delete it. I could select it, right click, cut it, right? So I could cut layer where this like little line is. So let's say right here, I say right click, cut layer. I just cut it here and now I just made another one. I can also select this and like move this, right? So that this is longer, this recording. I can right click, merge layers. So if I select these two together, right click, merge layers, I'm merging them together. I can also right click and delete it. Also, these layers have little arrows right next to them, right? So I can do a drop down and see the more information that I have, right? I can see even more information. Every little diamond you see is a keyframe. I can select multiple at once by holding down shift, right click, and just delete them all. All right. That is all the things you can do within just the layers. I know, it's a lot. Now let's go into add animation. So let's just do the most simple way to add it. We're not going to worry about the property editor itself right now. Like, just know you can get it there. But right now, add animation. Let's just use this area right here to easily add in that animation. So what I'm going to do is hit add animation. Let's start with simulation property. Bottom to top. The simulation property. First, when you bring in simulation property, there's going to be a little eye icon and it's going to say like, hey, you have to switch this to custom for simulation quality. You see how simulation quality is at animation? So I just changed to custom. Now, what can you do with your simulation property? If you go to this little arrow drop down right here, you see you can play around with gravity and air damping. You might be like, gravity and air damping, what do I care about that? So gravity is kind of cool because right now there's gravity right here. So I can hit add, right? I can go over here. I can say like, yeah, I want to keep adding this. And then maybe right here, I want to say, actually, I'm copying, and hit 0. And then hit add, right? I want no gravity. Then I'm going to say, yeah, I still don't want gravity. And then I'm going to say, I'm going to start adding some now. Say like 500. And then I'm going to be like, okay, I want it like completely back again. And now I'm going to add it again. So this can be really cool. So you might be like, what do I care about this? So let's go all the way over here and let's hit record. And let me just show you how it could be really cool. So let me just say I'm going to move this up. With gravity on, it's of course going to start moving down. But I'm starting to turn it off and it's starting to go down. So what's going to start happening is it's going to keep going up because there is no gravity. So this is really cool, right? Like technically it's going to just keep moving because gravity is not going to force it down until gravity starts turning back on. And now it's going to start moving it down, which is really cool. Now I could keep going and extend my play region, right? And I could keep hitting record, right? To see how it goes. And if I want to like keep extending my play region, right? Say I want this to be 800. I can keep recording and just see when it finally falls back down. I think it's going to take a little bit longer. So that's what simulation does, all right? That like you can control gravity, you can also do air damping, right? And like making it like damper stuff. I'll just show you that. So what I'm just gonna do is select all of this, right click. And again, like I can merge all of these, right? And then see how it all goes, right? Just like recap. Select this, delete. Now, let me select all of my keyframes. So I'm going to click and hold down and just hit delete. Now let's say I'm going to play around with air damping, right? So right here, I'm going to just add in normal air damping. Now let's say I have 0. Add that in. Let's say -1. That in. Then I'm gonna say 1. Add that in. Okay. Now what I can do is again, I can record. And you can see again how that kind of works. Cool. Right? So that's all simulation options. Delete all of this and go to our next add animation. Add animation, wind controller. Amazing. Great. Wind controller. If I do this drop down, I can see there's a lot more options for wind. First off, you could activate it and deactivate it, which is really cool. Let's just say activate. And also, I'm going to just move this around so it's where I want it to be. Okay. So first off, I can just right click right here. Actually, let me put this here. Right click here, like where the wind controller line is, and say insert key. And then this will insert a keyframe all throughout here. What's also really nice is there is this auto keyframing option. When you do the auto keyframing option, it means like if I scroll here and let's say I change the strength to 500 and hit enter, it will automatically create a key right here for you. Let's say I move over here and then I select my wind and move it, right? To be here. Automatically created a keyframe with a transform. I can also slide over here and let's say I move this up. rotate. Created one again. Create it again. Again. Okay. I could also say deactivate, and then it automatically created it here. So this is really cool because again, I can record this and you can see it. But what I also just want to show you all is there is some options when it comes to transform. So here I can hold down shift and select all of these keyframes for transform. And I can right click and I have constant, linear, or cubic. It's so much easier to just show you. Constant will like it's not constant. Yeah, constant will keep the like movement constant until it jumps to the next keyframe. So I'm just gonna hit play and you're gonna see. So this is constant. Okay. Now if I right click, there's linear. And then there's cubic. For some options, constant is the only thing allowed, like being active or deactive. For strength, you could do either or. Like it does with linear. And that's constant. Really, it's like constant or linear. Those are the two you're most likely going to adjust around. Okay. But you can see it here. What's also really nice is here I can record this and you can see how it will adjust. We're just gonna hit stop because nobody's got time for that. And then I can just delete layer. Next animation, I can select this. Like, next animation option, pins. So first, before you can use this animation option, you have to add pins into your 3D window. So I can add some pins into here. Right? And now I can add animation pins. I can do this drop down. These are active. If I deactivate it, there'll be purple. Activated, there'll be activated. What I can do is I can, of course, add a keyframe here. And then I could also decide to like move this. And I could also decide to deactivate. If you, by mistake, did something you didn't want to do, or like needed to change out a keyframe, you can always just hit this add on top and it will like go, it will add over. You also can use these little arrows next to it to jump to the next one or the previous one. Now what we can do is record. And pretty cool, right? Okay. Right. Now let's go to the next animation. Camera. Okay, we're gonna do a quick refresher for this. So camera. We're gonna add camera animation. You can see this drop down and you have like a lot of options. This is the way I like using the camera the most, okay? I like setting it up, right? I'm gonna turn off auto keyframing because I don't need that. Set this up, and now I'm gonna add camera view here, and then I'm gonna move this over here. Maybe I wanna turn, add keyframe here, rotate, add keyframe here. add some frames here. So also what's nice is I can all go over here. I can like play this back. Don't love this. So I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna select all of these, right click, copy. I'm just gonna paste that over here. Copy these, paste them. And then I'm just gonna select these and delete. Delete. I'm gonna see how it looks like this. Yeah, I think I just want these deleted. And I think I just want to maybe I actually want it to start like side. Okay. And then you can kind of see how that all goes, right? It's pretty cool. So that's the camera. Pretty easy. I'm gonna delete the layer. Next, we have avatar. So I'm gonna bring in the avatar. The avatar is actually wildly cool. We're gonna do something really easy. I'm gonna again turn on auto keyframing because it's just easier. And I'm gonna turn on joints because you can adjust all of these joints. So let's say I'm gonna like be chill until 10. And I'm gonna turn on the joints by going to avatar display, avatar joints, or shift X shortcut. And I'm just gonna zoom in a lot so that I can adjust this. I'm gonna click here and I'm just gonna turn her head. So joint automatically adds. I'm gonna move a little over here. Move here. Get that in. It also has the simulations on while this is all happening, so that the garment moves with this. Just so you guys know. What's cool is you can also even, and let me turn this back on, like move her arm up, right? This is already bad arm movement. And then maybe I wanna right there. The other one after avatar is pattern. So this is really cool because I'm gonna select both of these guys. And what you can do with these patterns is you can actually change like fabrics or switch them around. So here I could say I'm gonna start with this one, and then I can, let's just like add in another fabric. Let's say this fabric is here. and I can just add in another fabric. And now I could add in here with these two, but I could switch to fabric 1, fabric 2. I could add in here. Right? And then you can see how this changes the pattern. And this is also really cool if you select all of these, right click. Right now these are linear, but if you say constant, then it won't like blur. It'll just stay this color until you switch to the next one. Switch to the next one. Switch to the next one. Right? So that's a really nice way in which you can use constant. I'm just gonna hit delete. Now let's go to fabric. So here I could add in this fabric, right? And let's say I'm just gonna hit add. Right. It's always nice to always add like exactly how you're looking at it, at least in the beginning, and then start to change. Let's say for front material, I'm going to play around with all my PBR maps. So then I can play around with all of this. And then I can hit play, and you can see how like the fabric now is going to change and adjust based off of the PBR maps in which I changed. And now I can just delete. And you can also do that with physical properties, right? And then finally is colorway. So here what's really fun is for colorway, I could just add in this. Then I could go to the next one, add in the next one, go to the next one. And then again, I can hit play. And what I like the most is when I have it consistent versus linear. And it can switch between the different colorways. I forgot to change this one. So see, sometimes if you forget to do something like this one, I'm going to change to 2 and then overlay that. Cool. And those are all the different animations. Okay. Now, let's like make an animation together. So first I'm just gonna I just like to simulate. Just feel like it's a good way to start things. Cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in simulation property. I'm going to change this to custom. Simulate again just in case. And I really love playing with the gravity. I think that's really cool. I also really like just having auto key on because it's just very, very helpful. I'm just gonna... I know I like how this is, so I'm not gonna hit record because I also know I'm gonna add wind. So now I'm gonna add animation and go into my wind controller. And I'm going to add in wind. But I'm not gonna add it in here, I'm gonna add it in over here. Okay, so wind is gonna start here. And I'm actually gonna add it in unactive. Inactive. And I'm gonna add it in at like 5. And then I'm gonna add in camera. And here I'm gonna start off over here. I'm gonna start off to the side because this is selected. So it's always easier when you have your avatar selected, like what you want your focal point to be, select that. Because my wind was selected, which is why it was getting a little hard. I'm gonna start here. I'm just gonna select all of these. Delete. And done. Cool. So here I have this. It's looking cool. The wind's gonna be cool. And another really important animation is if I do pattern, which I am gonna do actually, I'm gonna change out these two because I just think that's so cool. But I'm gonna hit just like copy. So while this is zooming out, I'm first gonna and then while this is zooming out, I want it to change to these two, and I want this stuff to definitely be linear. Cool. But then I want it to go right back. Just gonna click and drag this, move this over here, move this over here. And hold down shift to select these. These are gonna be constant. And now, this is cool. And once this is zoomed out, this is gonna go there. And I'm now going to add in my avatar. And what I'm gonna do now is, actually before I add in my avatar, I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna add in Colorway. Now it's always best to put a lot of the things that you know need to be recorded for it to like read, to put all together. Otherwise you're gonna keep on recording, which is why I haven't hit record yet. So I'm first like, I know Colorway needs to be recorded for it to save. I know the wind control and the simulation needs to be recorded for it to save. So I'm putting all of those together first, and then afterwards, once it's all recorded how I like it, then I'm gonna put in the avatar motion so that the garment is like nice and put together. So here what I'm gonna do is now for Colorway, I'm going to just add the default. Right? And then I'm gonna bring this over here. I'm gonna add in Colorway 1. And then I'm gonna go over here and add in Colorway 2. And I'm gonna select all of these. And I'm gonna have all of these. the constant. Oh, don't forget, I need to select this one. This one should be Colorway 1. Great. Okay. Great. And then I think, all right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my beginning here. And I'm going to hit record and see how this all looks. Now, sometimes you start recording and you're like, oof, something needs to change. And that's okay, just like as a reminder. But just so you guys know, I'm going to hit record. Actually, stop. I wanted to start that way earlier. Okay, so I'm gonna hit stop again because I was like, ooh, I went way too hard on that pull. So again, like this is what I'm talking about. What I'm realizing is I don't love the wind. So what I'm just gonna do is delete it. I really love the gravity. I'm gonna delete. Also, I realized that these are and I do want this one. Linear, great. Constant, great. Okay. Now I'm going to do this one more time. Great, okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try that joint with my avatar. Now that I have all of this and I really like how it is. So I'm gonna add avatar, this one. I'm gonna do auto keying. And then I can move these keyframes around a bit, right? And now I can start at the beginning again. And hit play. See how it goes. Now what I can also do is maybe I want to move this over here. Change this recording over here. I'm going to add another colorway layer. And this just might mean I might have to record again, which is completely fine. But I'll record this area. Because I might want to go back to default right here. To be default. And I might also want, because you could see like sometimes when it moved here, that some of the simulation happened. So when it's over here, you know, I might want to simulate here. I'm just gonna move this here. Start here. Record. Okay, cool. And now what I can do is I'm going to merge. And I can even merge these layers together. All right. And maybe I don't want to start it here because you see how the full starts. Maybe I want to start it right here. So maybe I really want the camera. And I can continue to keep playing around with the placement, movements, all of that until I'm happy with a final animation. Like this one here. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, use that comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out all of our great videos on our YouTube channel and keep having fun with Glow. Thanks so much.